Time now for the Educated Retirement Show with your host, Jay Kaplan. Jay discusses reverse mortgages and can answer your questions at 951-922-3532. Call lines are open at 951-922-3532. And now, here's Jay.
All right, here is Jay. And all lines are open. And you know, that's 951-922-3532. 951-922-3532. Kind of the swashbuckling way that Sean would say it. Call in. Let's have a talk. Welcome to the Educated Retirement Radio Show right here on KMET 1490 AM. where we contemplate our retirement and how to best prepare for said retirement and how to best stay happily retired. Now, I think I should say happily retired doesn't mean you're not working. Okay, we'll get more into that in a bit. But today we'll be joined by Chris Bissonnette, who is a repeat offender, in fact, a multiple offender, and which means he's been on the show several times, and he's been one of the most popular of guests. And by that I mean we get a lot of requests for him and for information for him. And in our past shows, he's talked about just general financial literacy. On the internet, there's a there's an application called eMoney, and he went through and showed us how to use that and how to get that and what good it will be for us. And he talked to us once, and I've been with him when he's given live talks about how to save zillions of dollars on college tuition. He is the king, at least in California, if not elsewhere, but not just for California colleges, for everywhere, anywhere and everywhere. He will save you money. So if you are going to college, if you have children or urchins that are getting to be of college age, you need to talk to him. That's all there is to it. So he's going to give you more information about how to get a hold of him when that happens here pretty soon. Remember to email me, bestloantoday@gmail.com. Just email. Or look us up at www.drheckham.com, DRHECM, because I am the doctor of home equity conversion, which basically only opens your equity for you and allows it to grow independently. Let's just say it allows your spending power to grow independently of the value of your home. So, bestloantoday@gmail.com, or while you're on the website, jump over to about halfway down the front page, and you will see a link to, there's a link to all the shows that are on KMET, and when it's live, 3 o'clock on Fridays, you can go there to see and watch this. You can also go to the KMET website to watch that. But on my website, about halfway down the front page, there is a link, an invitation to go take a look at the YouTube channel. And there's all kinds of, every show. I also have the separated sections of just me joking around, talking about movies, and separately the more serious parts of the guests. So you can look up them and listen to what they have to say as many times as you like. So ask me for what may work for you. The reason is very simple. You need to know. So, again, 866-955-2233. Knowledge is power. You need to know the facts and compare the numbers. But remember, we're not talking so much about numbers as to life change. And it's much too important an issue, what we're going to talk about, to ignore. And you certainly don't want to eliminate it based on not fully understanding what's going on. So, do I have a day job? I do. And this is when we get back to, I'm not retired, but I'm certainly of retirement age and then some. A lot of people are and are still working. The question is, do you want to or do you have to? In my case, it's certainly both. I have a need. But one of the needs I have is to stay busy, and I think that's what makes people very healthy. So please, I need your questions. I need your input. Let's have it. And we do believe in challenging the status quo. Families and people need to be active, not reactive. And what is today? I know your favorite fruit, Sean, is Brussels sprouts, right?
I don't mind Brussels sprouts, no.
I actually like them.
I like them done in the oven with some bacon and...
now you're talking like a real man, you know. I was going to say I don't know whether I like the Brussels sprouts or the butter that usually goes on them. But yeah.
I like them with bacon.
The best that I remember is fried Brussels sprouts at a place called Sides Hardware and Shoes in Los Olivos. So they serve the sprouts in old shoes that were left for repair and were never picked up. No, Los Olivos is, if you don't know, and some of you probably do, it's like in the middle of the wine country outside of Santa Barbara. Above it, really a beautiful little place. They even used it in, not in the original series, Vandy Griffith, but in one or two of the movies after. It's got that look to it. Used to be an artsy place, now it's a winey place. And it's well worth the stop. Anyway, they serve it with capers and special Spanish sherry vinegar. And the other day it is today is National Backwards Day. And you guys don't need any help with that. You understand it completely. Why? Because you're here listening to me. So we'll celebrate that. And with that, we'll take a break. And we'll talk to you soon. Yeah, I'm going to back that up by saying download that free app today. And also, www, The Educated Retirement Radio, same thing. You can get all the shows right there. In fact, you can get everybody else's show also there by going to the live video thing. And if it's not live, then it gives you a list on the right side of everybody's show there. So there. And drheckham.com, drhecm.com. Call me, 866-955-2233, 866-955-2233. So you're going to call because you know you need more choices. Everybody does. So we need to know how to protect what you have. And I have a team of experts that can help you and will help. So please make use of all of them. I need help on a lot of things. Everybody needs some help on what they are not as familiar or schooled with as others may be. Whether you agree with everything or not, you need to hear everybody else's opinion of what's going on. So, we usually have a birthday thingy. And the other day we spoke about John Agar in relation to Revenge of the Beast, or, the Beast from 20,000, not 20,000, from the Black Lagoon. I get my beasts mixed up. But John Agar was born on this very day in 1921. And he left us in 2002. Just take a look at that. I watched this last night because I wanted to be familiar again. Besides, I think those kind of things are a lot of fun. I don't know if you can see that, but anyway, that's looking pretty good, I think. He was also in some other great ones, like Journey to the Seventh Planet. See that one? Or do you want to see me? No, you want to see that. Again, when I have a laser disc of it handy, I'm going to show you the laser disc because it's easier to see, right? Right. And he was, well, now let me just tell you a little about him. He met David O. Selznick through his wife, Shirley Temple. And with that, he landed a contract for $150 a week, including acting lessons. Too bad the acting lessons didn't take very well. But anyway, he was in a bunch of movies, like we said, Revenge of the People, The Mole People. Where's my Mole People? Come on now. Oh, here he is. Mole People. Now, I don't know if you remember Mole People, but there's one. And it starts off with this scientific thing showing the Earth and different people who thought others lived under the Earth. But in case you're wondering, here is the results of all the scientific evaluation. This guy lives under the Earth. And this was set up to show you. I guess he's in one or two of these, but I think it's a cool cover, so we'll show it anyway. John Agar. Okay. I showed you Tarantula, and I think I mentioned that the other day. Tarantula, pardon me, I think it was the best film he was in, and that Leo G. Carroll and a big black spider. So James Franciscus was also born on this day, and he was a fellow student of Dick Cavett, starred in TV series like Twilight Zone, Alfred Hitchcock, Naked City, and tons of others. And somebody is speeding down the street there, right there, Sean? Sounds like a motorcycle, but that's okay. He had his own television shows even. One was, and I kind of remember these, even me, Longstreet, where he played a blind insurance investigator in New Orleans. I'm glad he's not looking for anything of mine. Anyway, in that show, he had to perform martial arts, which he learned from Bruce Lee. He learned blind martial arts. And Bruce Lee was also in 4 episodes. He played an antique dealer. So, and he was also in a lot of silly type Italian movies. And even in Marooned, which my wife really likes Marooned. I'm sure you know that album. Also, 1937... just looking to make sure we got, Philip Glass came into the world. I'm real familiar with Philip Glass, but some people may not be. His music is called minimal. Some people call minimal boring. I don't, but some, there's different ones. Said that he was inspired by Cocteau films, not to be confused with the Cocteau sisters. Let me show you this. Speaking of Cocteau films, this is one of my favorite. Okay. Beauty and the Beast. I mean, that's a great one. And I don't know how much of that you can see, but and if you remember Dracula, Francis Ford Coppola's production of Dracula, he used so many scenes right out of there. Philip Glass also did a couple other things, including, I think this is where we first got to know him, because I was watching part of this and was mesmerized by kind of Scotsy. And if you haven't seen it, you should. It translates from, I think, Hopi Indian into Life Out of Balance. But it's quite a situation. So he had, he said, oh, wait a minute. Forgot to show you Cocteau twins as long as we're talking about them. All right. He also did that movie. He also did this, and we watched that one last night too, which is very good. It's getting a little old now, but I had, there's a elder care attorney I work with quite a bit, Susan Geffen. One of her clients, like 85 years old, and operates or drives a rover on Mars. But Philip Glass worked as a mover, plumber, and cab driver prior to being a successful composer, and had a very large record collection. I wonder if it's like mine. Anyway, he also did The Illusionist, Truman Show, and an updated, which I don't have on here, but an updated score for the 1931 Dracula. So he and a quartet, it slips my mind right now, a very famous string quartet that does, the Kronos Quartet, does contemporary music. So he also wrote some operas, including Einstein on the Beach, and I would sing some of that for you, but I think you'd rather hear a different note, like on that note, we'll take a break. That's a better note, I think. So hang in there, and we'll get ready for Chris Bissonnette coming very soon. I like that music. I want it just to keep on playing. Maybe we can play that for 15 minutes. What do you think? We get a bigger audience, right, Sean? Oh, well. On this day in history, you called. No, you haven't called yet. I'm waiting. But you know, there in 1871, on this day, millions of birds darkened the sky over San Francisco. So let me see. What were you doing over San Francisco? I'm told this is okay. You and a million other birds were defecating, weren't you? In formation. Anyway, that's what happened. Except this morning I saw, I think it was on, could have been Facebook or could have just been Google. I'm just reading a headline. Birds take over Houston parking lot. Hundreds of grackles, Grackles, took over a parking lot in Houston on Wednesday. That's of this week. The blackbirds landed on cars and flew around people as they headed to the grocery store. If you look that up, what you'll see is a lot of people running, because I don't think it was like the Hitchcock movie. I don't think they were trying to get away from being attacked the same way. But in any case, because of that, it does bring up Hitchcock and the birds. And speaking of which, let's look at some birds first. Let's look at Hitchcock and the birds. Well, there's a lot of pictures in here. Somebody's calling me. They're going to have to wait. Okay. With some of this stuff and some really great pictures. I don't know if you can see that, but I guess that's what the area looked like at the time. Been back there about a year ago, and it doesn't quite look the same. Here, in case we need to see that again, which we probably don't. But you got it anyway. Suzanne Plachette also has a birthday today. And she bounced in 1937 and flew away in 2008. The Birds came out in 1963, and I guess she was very well known for the Bob Newhart show, which I guess I didn't watch. One thing that surprised me and makes her one step more of a hero, to me anyway, is she was part of the English dub, A Voice in Spirited Away. I don't know how many of you know of this film, but you should. I'm going to highly recommend this. It's probably the most popular film of this studio, which Disney has bought the rights to, at least in this country, and to put out DVDs. But Suzanne plays, and I'm probably butchering this, Ubabai. That's the old proprietor of the bathhouse. And the main antagonist, I don't think I got a real good picture of her. No, but that's okay. In any case, it's the Studio Ghibli, Ghibli. In my opinion, probably other than Akira, the best bit of animation, hand-drawn animation you'll ever see. The director is Hayao, Hayao Miyazaki, who is now retired. And I'm pretty sure, well, I know Spirited Away is based on Japanese folklore and was the #1 grossing film in Japan for years until Shin Godzilla popped out. And Shin Godzilla is a really good Godzilla movie. It's a really good movie. And the monster in that film is bureaucracy itself. So between Shin Godzilla and The Host, done by the same guy that did Parasite, those are two of the best monster movies where the monsters ain't what you think they are. Also, very important, on this date, 1958, Jackpot Bowling premiered with Leo DeRocher, Mel Allen, and Milton Berle. Me, I can't even pick up a bowling ball. So for me, bowling just means Kingpin, the best, what I think still the best of the Farley Brothers movie, the one with Woody Harrelson and Bill Murray. And on top of that, it's not the top of the hour, it's the bottom of the hour. So we get tipsy-turny sometimes. So being the bottom of the hour, let's get out of here so we can get to Chris right afterwards without any break. So hang in there, and we'll talk to you in a minute.